Hey guys, it's Postbox Pat. Welcome back to a brand new Fortnite Battle Royale video, and today we're going to be talking about the top 5 locations to land within Season X. Now, Season X is just crazy. Let's be honest, guys. There are so many map changes going on. I've covered so many of them on my channel, and there is so much storyline content to be unraveled, which is slowly happening as Season 10 takes place. But actually playing Season 10 is very difficult. We know the mechs are really OP. They're really good. They're really annoying to fight. But when you're in one, they're pretty fun. But let's talk about locations which you guys can land to get that easy victory royale, or even just complete your challenges and get in the top 5 or top 10. But before we get too far into this video, quick shout out to today's sponsor. Today's video is actually sponsored by a sponsor which we've had in the past, so much love and respect to them, and that sponsor is Amino. So you're probably wondering, what is Amino? Well, Amino is an app where you can view a variety of different stories based on a bunch of topics depending on what you're interested in. So you can get all sorts of different stuff, video games, all the way over to art tutorials, to quizzes, and so much more. The link for Amino is down below in the description and the comment section. Make sure you're pressing that link to go and download it. Alright, so you can also find Fortnite on here by going over to the search bar and typing in topics. There's a variety of different Fortnite content on here covering a bunch of Fortnite stuff, from World Cup stuff, from top 5s, and much more. You can see me here clicking on the top 5 trailers from Fortnite Battle Royale, and you can also go and hit the follow button if you like that sort of content. However guys, I am also on Amino as well, so if you want to find me on Amino, go over to your users, type in PostboxPat, and you'll notice I will pop up right here. You can see I posted 3 stories in total, and we roughly have around 300 followers, so don't forget to go and hit that follow button on me and come and follow me over on Amino. I'll be posting a bunch of stories on there, so go and download Amino. The link is down below. Okay, so let's go over these locations and show you guys the top 5 locations that I like to land to get in the top 10 every single time to complete challenges. We know that there's a bunch of challenges this season that are going to require us to get in the top 10, and if you don't have time for playing every Fortnite Battle Royale game fully, you can easily get in the top 10 by doing this strategy. So first off, you've got to realize where the bus is coming in. If the bus is coming in from, in this game, down the middle of the map, you're going to want to go to the edges of the map. These locations would be either Junk Junction, Haunted Hills, the block, them sort of locations. However, depending on where challenges are, these locations may change in my opinion. So coming in at number 1, or should I say number 5, we'll go backwards, yeah, we'll go down. So coming in at number 5 for me would be Haunted Hills. Now Haunted Hills is a really good spot because you can rotate out to the drift boards over here, and mechs sometimes do drop in around here. You've got the main Haunted Hills, which I'd recommend landing up here. Then you can scout out roughly where your opponents are, get a rough idea where they are, and then go away from them if you want to get top 10 guaranteed. Or if you're feeling like it, go for them. But it's up to you. But yeah, I'd land up here. I'd loot up the chests up here. So you've got 1 chest here. You've also got a chest over here. These don't always spawn in, by the way, guys. And you've got a chest down here. So you've got 3 chests spawn right here, which is really awesome. And then a 4th one in there. So if you get really lucky, you can get a total of 4 chests right here. And then you can pick, did anyone land at Haunted? Maybe. Did anyone land at Junk? Maybe. And you look around as you're doing that, and you get that perfect rotation out to these locations. Also, the block, it comes in at number 4 for me. Now, why the block is a great location to land is because, again, you can rotate out to the drift board spawn. You're almost guaranteed a drift board if you rotate to there, so pretty cool. Or you could land there first and just drive up to the block. Depending on what the block is, it can be good or bad. This block is actually quite a good one to land at. It's quite easy to maneuver around. There's a lot of loot in it, and it's a really cool block. The gold chest is in the middle. Now, obviously, depending on when you're watching this video, this block right here may not be here. Depending on how good the block is, how easy it is to maneuver around, that can kind of decide whether you're going to land here. And obviously, the main factor, where the bus is coming in. In this game right now, where the bus is coming in down the middle of the map, I would not be landing at the block. Personally, I landed at Haunted Hills because it's far away, and also you've got the extra loot there as well with the flying robots. Not everyone even goes for them anymore, so a great location to land, and you can almost guarantee yourself gold weapons doing that. Okay, so coming in at number 3, I know I'm kind of going around the map right now, but I'm kind of missing the middle locations because they're very busy, but we have, obviously, our famous, as I like to call it, lazy. This is a great location. The amount of resources you can get from here is insane. Unfortunately, the cannons have been removed, so you can't rotate over there to grab some stone very quickly, but you can land on the boat, farm up all the materials on the boat, including the sails, which give you absolute tons of wood, and inside the boat there is so much loot in here. You guys probably already know where the chest locations are in the boat, so I'm not going to go over all the chest locations, but the amount of resources you can get from this boat is insane, and you can almost come out every single time with a gold weapon, so that's pretty good. Then if you're feeling like you want to loot up the little town, you can. Personally, I avoid the town and just go to the other side and go and harvest some stone over here. Up here you're guaranteed almost like 500 plus stone, maybe even more, so go to that spot there. Then you can either rotate over to here, rotate over to the block, you can rotate over to here if you want to loot this up, or depending on where the circle is, go via Loot Lake or go via Dusty. That's up to you from there, but it's a great location for that, and it can give you a good bunch of loot if you want to do that. So we've ticked off 3 locations. Now we're going to explore a little bit further outside of the map, and this one is kind of like a bonus one. I don't want to put this one in because I don't land here, because I don't know the loot spots off by heart. I just don't enjoy landing here. It's usually completely empty, but you know, Sunny just gets no attention. Like I said, if the bus is coming straight over, it'll get a little bit of attention, but usually Sunny is just a completely dead location. There is nobody here. If you come here, you're basically guaranteed the entire Sunny to yourself. I've landed here actually a few times this season just to see how many people are actually landing here, and I think the max I ever had was 1 with me. And if you really don't want to fight that or contest that person, you can just bail and go down here and loot some of the kind of like side buildings, wait for them to go and then pick up their loot, or you can just challenge them. It's really up to you, but it's a really quiet location, and especially if the loot areas are over it, so you're getting the loot bonus there with the obviously the yellow text at the location that you can see there on Haunted. If that's happening at this location, it's a great spot to land. Like honestly, I've grabbed a bunch of loot at Sunny just because of that, and it's a great spot, and it can get you the victory royale. It's got me a few this season in squads and duos, so great spot to land. Very empty the majority of the time. Lonely Lodge has always been a location which has been lonely and always quiet. I'm going to put that one at number 4, or number 2 should I say, whichever way we're counting. But yeah, this one comes in at number 2 because Lonely itself is a great location, and to be honest, you've got to land here because it's just always quiet and no one really lands here at all. It's most of the time you get a good run there, unless obviously there's a challenge set there or something like that. Okay, usually these locations are actually quite populated. Talking main point of interest, Mega Mall always gets 2 people plus. You've obviously got the racetrack, usually always gets 1 or 2 people. I don't know why, but a lot of people seem to land racetrack. It always seems to happen to me anyway every time I try landing there. Paradise always gets 1 or 2 people, unless the bus was to cut well away from Paradise. So say if the bus was coming in at Lucky Landing and going out at Snobby Shores, if it was coming in at Junk Junction and going out at say Happy Hamlet, then no one really would go Paradise. So that's when you want to go there, but it doesn't come in at the number 1 spot. This location over here can be quite quiet, but I'm not going to put it at the number 1 spot just because they do get a little bit of population depending on where the bus is coming. Obviously that's for every location, but I do sometimes see a few people landing around there. But the number 1 spot for me is going to come in at Happy Hamlet. With the snow biome being so quiet recently, it is a bit old. Like, it's probably the oldest thing in the map other than some point of interests. No one really wants to land here, and Happy Hamlet, you may get 1 or 2 people landing here, but because of the size of the actual area, you can just hide in any of the buildings, any of the towers, and you're basically sorted on loot. Every time I land Happy Hamlet, I always come out with like a decent loadout every single time, and especially if the loot crates are there as well, where you can obviously shoot them down. That's just insane with the little flying robots. But what I do is, say if there's like 4 people that come Happy Hamlet and you're feeling a little bit kind of annoyed by it because you expect them to be nobody there, you can just loot 1 building and just hide in it. There are so many cupboards and kind of walkways in Happy Hamlet. It's very hard for someone to find you because it's quite a crowded area, especially this side over here. You can get running through some of these buildings, you really can just hide in any of these buildings and you're basically sorted. There's a lot of like lofts and corners, bathrooms and stuff that you can just go in, and like, you can just hide around here and no one would really know you're there. You could, you know, you're pretty much sorted, and that happens a lot with me in Happy Hamlet. I know I'm not like the best Fortnite player, so that's why I choose to do that, but yeah, Happy's a great zone, guys. Like, honestly, feel free to go and land there as your number 1 because it just is. Depending on how many people have watched this video, maybe it might get populated again, but I doubt it. You know, it's really cool and it's one of my favorite spots to land out of all these. So hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to go and smash that like, smash that subscribe button, and if you're new around here, stick around for daily Fortnite content and challenges and all sorts of information on the channel. You're probably asking, Pat, why haven't you mentioned other locations around here? You know, these are quiet spots. Polar, there isn't many loot. I wouldn't really recommend landing there. And then obviously you've got the old famous hangar area, which is obviously Frosty Flights. I always get it mixed up. I was going to call it something else then. I had to just double check. But yes, Frosty, a quiet area, but not much loot, and it's quite far out. Like, it's kind of an annoying run when you haven't really got much rotation other than to go up to Polar or through a Greasy Grove, which has no loot yet. Maybe in the future it might, but right now it doesn't. Obviously, we have the Viking Village as well. Kind of a cool spot, but does get quite populated. Snobby, quite populated most of the time, depending on where the bus is coming in. So that's why I recommend landing at Happy as your number one. It's always been my number one spot, so, you know, recommend it 100% to your friends as well. Tilted's a bit awkward at the minute without the building and stuff. I think when building gets re-enabled in this area, or if it does, I don't know if it will, but if it does, I think it'd be awesome, and a lot of people would love that. So we'll have to see if that's going to happen. We might see some more changes happening to Tilted recently. As you can see, we're having some render issues right here with Tilted, which could hint another change happening to Tilted Towers in the next few days or so. So make sure you check it out just before it does change, because at any second now, Tilted Towers could change back to a different location and completely change, and which would be really sad. So we'll have to see if that's going to be the case or not. But I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to smash the like and subscribe like I said. If you're new around here, stick around for daily Fortnite content. And once again, this is Postbox Pat signing out.